So the protocol itself, is it more related to procedures around how to develop the models? Is it more related to the end product and what its format's going to be and how it's structured?
No, it generally is around a format of organizing the way in which the model is put together. Consistency in naming conventions, things of that nature. It standardizes around levels of development of a particular model. And it also talks to how you would store the model and assign people, managers, and things like that. So it's more about ensuring that it's coordinated, consistent, and accurate as an end product than to say this is how we're going to develop a model that then is used by other people.
And it's designer focused, so
yep.
For architects and engineers, consultants, or just architects?
No, all designers. Okay. The idea is that we'll cover off all designers, and then what we're hoping with your part of the contractors committee with Dan is that you'll take that protocol and say, okay, from our perspective, looking at it, here's some areas that you might improve or you could put in that would help us. That's the whole objective with that.
When you go, I mean, you're obviously concentrating on the Revit protocol first because most of the people in the designers committee use Revit. They're first-hand users with Revit. That's their main experience. When you go to do Bentley and ArchiCAD or Allplan or Vectorworks and these other systems, how are you going to manage developing those protocols? Like you'll have to pull in the super users for those systems, right? So
exactly.
There might be more vendor integration with the committee to develop that, I would imagine.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. There would be, and so we'd reach out to our Bentley members and say, would you be willing to form a group in order to take this and move it forward? At the end of the day, they may say, we'll only take it this far, or we'll take the base protocol and add the following in to satisfy our needs.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, that protocol, we've got to carve out a spot to disseminate it on the website.
Yes. Yeah, and the idea is that it's available free to everybody. That was the agreement we made with AEC UK, is they wanted to make sure it was disseminated to everybody free of charge.
Members, Allan?
Pardon?
Members free of charge or everyone?
Everyone. Yeah, that was the idea, the commitment that we made. What we will hold is that the compliant version will always be on the CanBIM website. And as we work on it, we'll encourage people to come back to the site. Through our email blast, we'll be able to tell people when version 2 is out, or version 2.1 has been amended and it's now available on the website in a very similar way to the way MBIMS is working.
I don't want to dominate the questions, but I'll
no.
keep asking because I have one. Like from my own personal experience, we have a lot of owners that ask for BIM as a requirement of the project, but they often don't have a consistent way of asking for it, and they don't always necessarily know exactly what they're asking for. Sometimes it's more of a process, sometimes it's more of a deliverable. Will the protocol act as a document that an owner can point to say, here's what we want. You follow this protocol, this is the process, and this will result in a deliverable that we can use and need, et cetera. Is
yes.
that the intent?
Yeah, you'd be able to build it into RFPs in such a way that the deliverable of the BIM will be to the BIM protocols, CanBIM protocol standard, as a standard. And that way there's an expectation that the designers involved in that process have actually done that. So there's a way then to validate against it, which is another reason why we're developing the model validation checklist, as a way to loop back and to say, well, have we done what we've agreed to under the protocol?
So the two things are married.
Yeah.
So again, the common theme is what I'm hearing Tom's questions of Bentley users, ArchiCAD users, and making sure that what Allan's committee is doing is marry the experience of the end user into developing the protocols. So, which to me again is our constant theme, is that we can only do that if those in our membership participate. I always am a firm believer that you have nothing to say if you had nothing to contribute, unless it brings light to a positive note. Be involved. So with the Bentleys, Tom, we would include and get involved the Bentley users because they know the pains and sufferings that they're using. We don't assume anything. And again, with the ownership. The owners, we have Department of Defense on at the moment. We're looking for other owners, be it schools, be it whomever, that need to know what they have to ask for so that it can properly be called upon when going for a BIM project. So,
yeah, the idea is that at a minimum right now, in the absence of a Bentley ArchiCAD Vectorworks protocol, you can default to the baseline protocol because it contains all the things in a vanilla setting that allows the model to mature to a level without having to worry about the vendor, the platform you're actually using. You still have to be consistent in that way.